Many patients will have experienced the problem of gaining access to their medical record. Maybe they want to change doctors, or for whatever reason, they'd like to see their medical record. And that turns out to be very challenging. Typically, you need to file maybe a Freedom of Information request just to be able to see what the record is. This could take weeks, cost money. And when you think about it, there is no logic to that. All you want is to see your own data. Why should you have to go through this? And in fact, in the EU has become very aware of this and are mandating and advising that patients should have freedom of access to their data. If we think in terms of clinical trials, this is a nightmare scenario for a clinical trial manager. A patient wants to see their data, and it's suddenly, which box was his files in? Where is that box now? How do I get this information to the patient? But it also has serious impacts on the patient's well-being. If we think of a patient who, for instance, maybe has been on a clinical trial for an anti-cancer drug, and they've been on the trial for 2 years, and the trial is over, they're given an MRI scan, etc., to see how their tumor has progressed, and then they are discharged back to their GP. So the patient goes back to their GP, who says, well, I haven't seen you in 2 years, so we're going to need an MRI scan, a CT scan, blood tests. And the patient says, but I just had those last week. And the doctor will say, but that was part of the clinical trial. I don't have those. I'm going to need these data. And this is a huge waste of resources. Plus that there is also important information obtained during the clinical trial that could help the doctor further treat that patient. So the patient portal is a way to achieve all of these. The patient portal is a domain within the Queest Health platform that patients can access their own data. They can then grant access to their GP, and their GP can see their data. These data can then be reused. We don't need that new MRI since we already have access to the MRI. So the patient portal then is an easy and transparent way for a patient to access their data and to share that data with doctors who they wish to give access to. And it also makes life easy for a clinical trial investigator, because now they don't have to do anything. The data is automatically made available to patients. They don't have to go looking for it. They don't have to go writing reports. They can just simply grant access to the patient.